Welcome back, everyone. We are back again at that stage where we have to win a game in order to ensure the survival of yet another manager. Ten Hag has his last chance, in my opinion, against Aston Villa on Sunday, and it's not going to be an easy game. Being against a team like Aston Villa is never easy, especially at Villa Park, and we ourselves are not confident. We don't seem to know what we are doing. We seem to be lost in the way we are playing and approaching certain games. And too many times this season alone, we've started the game well. We've seemed to control games in the early stages, but then we seem to capitulate and lose that intensity that we start the game with, which is not good. It shows a mentality issue. It shows that there is a lack of belief. And Maguire himself, after the game against FC Porto, he said that it seems like there is a lack of belief in the team and the mentality issue. Now, coming from a player like him, who had very bad moments as a Manchester United player, has come quite strong, has performed well whenever he's asked to do so, but he's not our best defender, let's be honest. We need to still be looking to have De Ligt and Martinez as a partnership, especially with us needing to have some sort of rhythm and comfortability at the back and players trusting each other. They need to continue playing together. We still have Lenny Yoro to come in, Luke Shaw, Malasia on the left back roles. These are players that are going to help us in defense, but for the time being, it's not good to chop and change the defense. Ten Hag did it in the week. Maybe he was looking ahead to Aston Villa when he took Martinez and De Ligt off. We can only see what's going to happen when he chooses his starting 11. But Aston Villa are Aston Villa, and right now they are a very good team, a confident team. They just beat Bayern Munich at their home ground in a big Champions League game. And Unai Emery has done well with Aston Villa, with the players that he signed, with the way he has them playing defensively and offensively. So, in all honesty and fairness, a lot of people are thinking Aston Villa are going to smack us, they're going to destroy us. And full credit to them for feeling that confident, but we are Man United. We can't allow that type of mentality to be looked at towards us. We need to be the team that approaches these clubs and they have fear when they know Manchester United is coming to town. In years gone by, under Sir Alex, a team like Aston Villa never stood a chance against a Manchester United team. Now, we go to Villa Park being the underdogs. And on the one hand, being an underdog is great, but not for a team like Manchester United, not for the big club that we are. We can't go to teams like this and be seen as the underdog. But that is the reality that we are in right now. Ten Hag has brought the team to a point of survival, where every game seems to be fighting for our lives, trying to find options and solutions to win games. It seems like the players stray away from the tactics and the instructions that Ten Hag and the coaching staff give towards the players. It is quite strange how they actually don't take the instructions on board, because these are intelligent players. The likes of De Ligt, Mazraoui, Martinez, Onana, etc. They've all played under Ten Hag before and should know exactly what type of tactics he wants to employ on the pitch against any opposition. But it seems like he's trying to tweak certain things, he's trying to change certain tactics, and it's exposing the players. It's making some of the players weaker in terms of their positional play, in terms of how they approach the game with the ball, and also off the ball. It seems a lot like they are looking confused, looking at each other. Who should defend that guy? Who needs to be blocking that pass? Who needs to be vacating and blocking that space in order for the opposing team not to play through or take advantage of the space that we leave behind? There's too many gaps in midfield that still persist. And yes, last season we had many injuries, and the way Ten Hag wants to play does not help in terms of the technical flaw of the players that we had available last season. But this season, he has those players available. He has the quality available to play a much better brand of football, to play a style of football that allows us to maximize the strengths and the potential of our players to the benefit and advantage of our team. But it seems like the players look confused when they're trying to implement a particular strategy that might come from Ten Hag. And in these types of things, it becomes the people above Ten Hag who look at those small details and see, is Ten Hag the right man to take Man United forward? Aston Villa is Aston Villa. We know their coach. We know the players that they have. We know they are confident. We know how they're going to approach this game. And if we are not on it, they're going to be more energetic and more powerful than what FC Porto were in the week. And if we are not ready for that, we could be looking at another loss, in all honesty. And it might not be a professional loss. Aston Villa are going to be ruthless. If they smell blood, they are definitely going to come at us with all that they have in order to, one, embarrass us and make a statement. Kind of show that they're not afraid of the big boys anymore and that they're willing to win those games in order to be high up at the end of the table or to win a trophy at the end of the season. They have a team that can do that, and they have a team that can do very well against us. But we certainly need to be better. Ten Hag needs to be better. Otherwise, as various reports keep saying, it's going to be Ten Hag's last game. And if it's not his last game, if we win and we have a good performance, we're going to have this question come up again, because after the international break, it's Brentford, then it's Mourinho's Fenerbahce, and then you have Chelsea and West Ham still to come. So those are games that could easily spell the end of Ten Hag. Forget about the game against Aston Villa being his last chance. If he does survive that game, another game is going to come up and we're going to keep having the same conversation again. And I'm tired of having to speak about the same conversation. Is the manager the right man for the job? Who's going to be the next one if he doesn't succeed, etc.? We need to start getting to a point now where we trust our manager and what he is doing. But if Ten Hag doesn't fix this, if the results continue to wither, then we certainly will be having a very, very, very bad time ahead in terms of this season, but also a dark time in terms of who might come in next. As a starting 11, Ten Hag shouldn't change much to the team. To me, I think you only bring in Mainu if he is fit enough to start, and Ugarte in midfield, to have Ugarte, Mainu and Bruno as your midfield three, because Aston Villa is physical, they have energy, they have legs, and they're going to want to run at us, press us, and try and squeeze us in that midfield. So if you have an Ugarte who's quite physical, if you have Mainu who's quite mobile and can hold onto the ball quite better than an Eriksen because of his legs and being younger, and of course Bruno being that creation merchant that we have, that is his best midfield, and he should be doing that again in this game. You could go Casemiro and Ugarte as a midfield too defensively, but then we kind of miss out in terms of having that extra outlet to play out from the back. Delo could invert, Mazraoui could invert, but we won't have an extra midfielder that can combat the way Aston Villa and Unai Emery wants to have a compact midfield, tight spaces in order for them to press us and neutralize however we are trying to play out from the back. It's going to be a difficult game, and I do fear for Ten Hag and his job, but also for some of these players, because Dan Ashworth, Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, Sir Jim Ratcliffe will all be at the game at Villa Park. They'll be watching Ten Hag and his performance. They'll be watching the players. And after the game against Aston Villa, win, lose or draw, there will be questions asked of Ten Hag and the players. And I'll be interested to know exactly how they answer depending on the result. Of course, I want Manchester United to win. That's always my first premise. But in reality, if we get a draw against this confident Aston Villa team, that's going to be a good result in my opinion. But a loss will be a loss, and it probably will be Ten Hag's last game at the club, last game as Manchester United manager. But it's a game to look forward to. I'm always excited to see Man United play. So let's see what happens against Aston Villa, and I do hope that we end up getting good performances now, because it's been a while. The team has been with Ten Hag for quite some time. I know he talks about settling in with certain players and having certain players having to get up to speed with the Premier League, with their teammates and his style of play. But they are also professional players at the end of the day. They are also players that have played at a high standard. And some of them have played for big clubs, the likes of Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, etc. They should know the pressures of playing top football. They should know the pressures of at least fighting in order to have a good season, have good performances, and just fight for the badge, let alone the manager, whoever the manager might be. It is the badge that you play for, the club that employs you, that is the team that you need to be putting your best out for. We as the fans, we watch these players and we see that they don't give their all at certain times. There's various moments where you can see players not giving their all. That cannot be the case for a Manchester United team. It has never been the case for a Manchester United team until after Sir Alex retired. So the culture must change at the club. The mentality must improve at the club. And only then will we start seeing better performances on the pitch and better performance by the manager, in my opinion. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like. Let me know in the comment section what you think about Aston Villa, how Ten Hag will approach this game. And if you think it's Ten Hag's last game and you want him sacked, let me know in the comment section who do you think must be the next Man United manager and why you think that particular manager would be a good fit for Manchester United. Till we see each other again soon, have a wonderful weekend, Red Devils. Enjoy the game. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.